Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to my Barber Life channel. This is Lonnie Horne. First and foremost, thank y'all for tuning in, and please like, subscribe, share, help me grow this. Today I'm hitting my guy with a high ball fade and a simple design. I love cutting this dude's hair. It fades really nicely, and his style of choice to me just fits his hair shape very well. You see, I started off with my Babyliss Effects trimmers. I'm making that ball guideline. Y'all go ahead and let Babyliss know I'm always giving it up to those trimmers because they truly are my favorite. So go ahead and send them things over so we can do some reviews from time to time. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and clean that up a little bit. And then I'm switching to my Braun S9 shavers. They're very gentle on the skin. And a little tip, you guys, don't overdo this, man. Just go ahead, swipe up maybe once, twice at the most, and don't put a lot of pressure, man. These things are gentle, but any shavers can truly agitate skin, so we don't want to overdo it. All right, we got them cleaned up in there. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that #1 guard on. I am going to start knocking that beard down because we are doing a beard as well, and he likes it really close on the side. So what I'm doing now is I've taken that guard off, and I'm balding the top of the beard so it can blend down opposite of that fade. All right, so now that they're open already, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that #1 guideline around, and I'm gonna make it about an inch high. Now this is a high ball fade, so we wanna bring that thing up a little bit. But although I'm bringing it up, as you can see, I'm still leaving some space around there because I wanna make sure that there's plenty of space to gradually blend into that that flat top. We're gonna do the same thing on this side with the beard and clean it up. Yeah, man, this is definitely one of my favorites. I have some clients, man, that are just, I look forward to seeing them come. This is one right here where it just always comes out clean. It's a picture perfect cut, and he doesn't mind me shooting, so I'm always gonna do it. We got that beard, that mustache laid down. I like to go ahead and do it, set the length up now, because when it's time for me to line everything up, I believe it's already in place and it makes it easier. All right, so we close that blade up all the way. And if I didn't mention, these are my Ergo clippers. They are definitely my favorites. They're on my favorite list for sure. And I'm knocking the bottom of that #1 guideline out, and I'm literally just coming up about a 1/4 inch. Now when I get to the back though, I go a little bit harder. See, because that back is always the most resistant area, the most coarse, and those sides, you almost could just touch the sides a little bit and it's already faded. Right when I get behind that ear, I start coming back low again. But in that back area, I go up pretty high with that, with those blades closed. If you don't do it now, you're gonna have to work it out later anyway. So it looks like it's bald right there, y'all, but really there's a low bristle length right there underneath that bulk. And it just makes it much easier to start dropping the rest of that fade in. All right, so I'm redirecting the hair. And I'm gonna go ahead and debulk with my 1.5 guard. So I'm going with the grain just to get some texture going, to get some flow going. And this guy has really, really curly hair, so I really want that curl to lay down. And you see I switched directions on this side. You have to really be conscious of the way that the hair is naturally flowing. All right, so now I've reversed them, opened the guard all the way up, opened the blade all the way up, and now I'm just debulking again up into that, right at the bottom of that flat top area. All right, we got that number one guard on there now, all the way open, and now we're starting the real blending effect, okay? See, that's all the way open. And that debulking just made it a lot easier to see where I'm stopping at with this number one all the way open. All right, and as I come up high, I'm literally coming off the head. So I'm going up about a good inch, and then I'm coming off the head. All right, so now I'm closing it, and I'm treating this just like that zero guideline. I'm knocking out the bottom, and not really knocking it out, just really debulking it heavy and blending. And I'm getting those corners up front, because I believe the flat top styles, man, those corners are super important. If you don't lay those in, it's just gonna be harder on the lineup, and it's also gonna just look choppy and boxy if you don't get that taken care of before you line it up. All right, so we're working it back around, and I'm hitting that bottom line, but as you can see, I'm going just a little bit higher and coming off. All right, so we done moved down to that 1/16 guard. Some of us will call it a half. And this guard is the magic guard, man. So I'm all the way open, and this one you want to skim and really pay attention to the detail, because if you go too high on this, it's like starting another fade. All right, so I'm going just a little bit above that line now, and then coming off the head a little bit. I mean, you can see it really starting to lay down pretty nice. All right, I closed it up a little bit to do a little bit of detail work right there. Those little corners were a little stubborn. And you know, I already told you about this back area. So this is the most resistant. So now I've popped that guard off. I'm all the way open, and I'm really just going and cleaning up where that 16th just skipped over certain hairs. Now we close that guard up, and I'm doing the same thing at the bottom of that zero guideline, going over it, just doing a little detail work, man, making sure that all those little areas that were missed is getting touched. I like how this is coming out though. And you can use your camera sometime, man, your phone camera, to check your work just like the mirror, because, you know, just looking at this, I can see where the heavy areas are at. All right, so now I'm back working those corners like I talked about at the flat top, and then also the points, because I really want that lineup to hit sharp right there. And with him, seriously, you set those not C cups, but you set that corner up right there good. You don't even have to spray enhancement, and it'll have that same effect. As you can see, I went backwards with the grain a little bit right there, because he does have some hair that grows the opposite way. All right, so we're gonna knock that flat top down a little bit. His crown area grows really fast and really high, so what I do is I try to round that back off a little bit so it doesn't have that leaning forward aerodynamic race car look. And man, I like how it's coming together. We're getting some shape on this thing now. And his corners, I like to round them too. And the big reason I like to do his that way, two reasons. One, it fits his head shape. And then two, I know how he's gonna style this. You have to know how your client is gonna style their hair, man. He's gonna do a sponge style. So I like that lean in look. All right, so I did a little bit open with the grain with no guard. Now I'm going back and doing those corners I talked about with the flat top again. You could just see the debulking. It just makes it fall into place much better. Some people will leave those corners heavy, and then when you go line them, it just has this weird boxy look, and I don't like it. All right, we're cleaning it up with the grain, no guard, all the way open. All right, so I'm throwing that 16 back on there, and we're getting ready to knock down some of this. I'm sorry, that's my number one guard. We're knocking down some of this front hair just a little bit, nothing too heavy. I'm not laying it down like I do some of my guys with dreads. We're just giving them just a little ledge of line up here right there. So I'm picking them out, making sure that we got them nice and even. Don't just let the clippers pack that hair down, man. Go ahead and just don't be lazy. Pick it back out. Make sure that you really got them nice, so when they pick it out, it don't look crazy. All right, we're just getting some shape on them now, y'all. Cleaning up the bottom of that flat top. Getting those sides to lean in the way I like them to. Getting that crown knocked down a little bit. All right, and now we got my Babyless effects, and we're going ahead and knocking that bottom of that zero line out now. And go ahead and get that line up started, man. So what I'm doing is I see exactly where I'm going to his eyebrow point. I'm using his darkest part of this corner, and then I mark my right corner on where I want to end, so when I start to line the front, I don't go too high when I get over to that left side right there. Then flip it back and just make those corners real neat. So again, that bulk right there, I'm telling you, man, if you put a little attention on that, it really makes a difference in the final product when you're doing a flat top. And then once you adjust it a little bit, you have to go back and line it again. Even though I did line it, anytime you move those hairs around, it's gonna take away from that precision look. Go ahead and line that beard up. We're even gonna line the gap up right there just a little bit, compliment it. And this was lazy. Seriously, anytime we shave somebody's neck, we should honestly, if you have a chair that reclines, lean them back. So what I do these days is I go ahead and I'll line that whole beard up. I'll do a preliminary line on the bottom just so I can see where I want it to be at when I lay them back. But then I won't even clean the neck up until I really lay them back, y'all. That's what those chairs recline for, so we could get that neck precise as well. And I'm a person where I don't even like doing beards that much, to be real with you. But if I'm gonna do it, I want them to go ahead and make it clean. All right, we got those ergos back open all the way, hitting that detail around that corner area so it'll pop. And then on this side, I debulk some of that curl. But watch this, I'm gonna use my comb and I'm gonna see where did my line go down in reference with the eyebrow on that left side, and I give myself a nice guide on the right side to follow so I could get them as even as possible from left to right. One thing I see, I probably could have angled this side a little harder like the other one, but I think it fits per side. I don't fight to make them exactly perfect all the time. What I do is complement each side accordingly, and then I look at them face on, and then I frame them and make it look as good as I can with a natural feel. So we already had that left side already dialed in. So now I can just keep using that as reference to get this right side nice. I'll use my mirror, I'll step back. You'll see me lean back forward. That's like using my eyes like a camera, man. That's like zooming in, zooming out. And each time you do both, you see things just a little bit differently. And here I go with that lazy beard line up again on the neck area. Again, just lay them back. All right, so we're gonna put that design in now. Very simple. He likes a nice arch part, and he likes it to go from the arch all the way through the bottom of the fade in the back. So first make that guideline. Do not slide these side to side, or you're gonna be doing some slicing and dicing, and it will not feel good to your client. So it will take some patience. And so now I pretty much have my line shaped the way I like it. And now I'm just going back and doing a little cleanup using those corners. And then I'm gonna address the bottom side of that line as well. If you could get that cleaned out in between, and you could get the top and the bottom really, really nice and clean, man, it just looks so fresh. And then another little trick is taking your clippers and fading out the bottom of that area. It just makes it pop a little harder. Sometimes I'll leave it a little darker for more pop, but with the high ball fade, I wanted to make it, really, really close to the line. And you already know it, man. You take that razor on this thing and you clean it out. And again, no sliding, y'all. You just barely want to touch it. Stretch the skin a little bit and touch it. If you trust the razor and don't force it, you will have no cuts. And man, it will look so damn clean, y'all. So clean. So I hope y'all got some good tips from this, man. Let me know if you do anything different. I'm going around cleaning up with that razor. And then we're gonna go ahead and style them once we got it cleaned up. But I love to hear the feedback y'all throw in the comments. I like to hear tips, everything, man. We're growing together with this. So what I like to use when I do the sponging, man, I met this amazing family when I was at Barber Brothers in Miami a couple of years ago, and their product is Ashtay. So Ashtay is a black-owned company that is really doing that thing in the South, the East, and the Midwest. But I've never heard of them out on the West Coast. And man, I tried it. They have this foam, and my team loved it. They absolutely loved it. We tried more of their products, and everything is not always a fit, man. But the foam that you see I'm getting ready to use, that is the one, and we have been ordering that ever since. So you see I got them shaped up a little more with the Hanzo shears. Now I'm going ahead and putting a little water on there, and honestly I don't even do this anymore. I just use the foam by itself. This is the Ashtay foam I was talking about. I go ahead and spread it out and then just start working it in. And I actually do a lot of it with my fingers now before I even use any sponge. Suavecito, I ain't gonna lie, they pissed me off with this one, man. This was my favorite pomade. This was the premium blends. Y'all seen me use it on my older videos. They discontinued it, man. Discontinued it. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm on here banging on brands today, man. That was so hot. And then they recreated a hybrid that I absolutely can't stand. So anyway, I used to love the mix of that foam with that Suavecito Premium Blends pomade. So what I'll do now though is I'll use another pomade, lay right or something with it. But I always started off with that Ashtay foam, and it's just amazing, man. So y'all see we got them good, man. Let me know y'all thoughts. Hopefully this was a big help for you all, man. And please like, subscribe, share this. Let's keep growing it. We got so much more content coming, but I would love to know if there's anything specific you'd like to see, y'all. I'm Lonnie Horne. Appreciate y'all time, man, and I'm out.